Hey there, my name's Ben Nathan, and right now I am a couple weeks away from finishing up my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree at the University of Wyoming, and we are supposed to be social distancing, so I don't get to go to my studio anymore or have access to the facilities here at the university. I primarily am a printmaker, and that becomes a little more difficult because it requires a printing press, which is usually a big hunking piece of metal that weighs quite a bit, and so it's just not something that's extremely portable or very affordable. I am lucky enough, though, to have a small printing press on loan to me right now. It's a really nice piece of equipment. It's an American French tool. You could probably be jealous of the fact that right now I have one of those in my garage, but I'm lucky enough to have been able to borrow it during this kind of quarantine-y time. But that in mind, my regular body of work, which you can see kind of some of my other prints in other videos. Check the link that my wife, the Melody Nathan, the amazing vlogger, is probably going to put in there since I pointed at the top of the screen. Anyway, a lot of my work is kind of a larger scale, maybe 20 by 30 inches or thereabouts or larger. However, the press that I have on loan to me right now just isn't that big, and so I'm not able to make really large prints like I usually would. So I decided to kind of embrace that and go smaller just for a little while, just to kind of pick up on some skills that are and some finesse for working smaller, and also just to challenge myself. And so there's a few minutes of footage here of me working on a series of prints in which I'm using two copper intaglio plates. And intaglio is like a subdiscipline in printmaking, and it's a specific way to make an image, and it's pretty boring to explain for people not interested in printmaking, and people who are probably already know, so I won't go into that. But like I said, there's a little bit of footage that basically shows the process of preparing those plates or inking up the plates so that they can be printed. But yeah, so that's a quick little addition that I've been working on. Also, another project that I started working on since we've been in isolation, and something that's, I feel like this new way of interacting with people has inspired me to do, was something I call my quarantine books. And I have a couple of them right here. Basically, they're just these little artist books just to flip through that have different images and kind of just things to look at, and some of them are sort of interesting and some of them are not interesting at all. But the idea is that I have a lot of spare and leftover materials for printmaking. I can't get myself to throw them away because it's just something that I devoted time to or something I spent money on, and there are things that seem like I could put them to good use later on. So I have a whole collection of little scraps of different kinds of paper. I have a bunch of paper that is handmade paper that I made on my own from different types of fibers. I have a whole bunch of prints that made it straight to the reject pile because there was something off about them, or they weren't working as a composition. Things that I didn't feel like were really finished or resolved to a point where I wanted to show them off. And so I have just boxes of printed stuff and paper, and I decided I should make some books out of those things as sort of a record of things that I've been working on for the last few years in printmaking, but then also as a record of the things that I'm looking at while I'm in isolation here in my own house. And I'm looking at these things that I made that are beautiful, that are either leftover or maybe not quite beautiful enough to have made it into an exhibition in a gallery or for someone to have bought them. I'm making these little quarantine books. I don't know what they'll be for, but they're just something fun that I'm working on, and it's a new way of working for me. It's not something that I've ever done before, making these little artist books. So that's what I've been working on.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling